In Uttarakhand's tunnel collapse, the race to rescue 40 stranded labourers continues 50 hours on. The huge steel pipes that have been brought in from neighbouring areas in order now to rescue labourers. This is while the fight continues to bring the workers out. Congress's final push in Telangana, central leaders and Congress chief ministers to campaign in the state. Rahul Gandhi will spend 6 days in Telangana from the 17th of this month. Rift in India alliance over caste consensus. Akhilesh Yadav mocks Rahul Gandhi's X-ray remark, says the Congress did not conduct caste. This is due to faulty policies. And Delhi continues to be covered in a thick layer of smog this morning. Bursting of firecrackers despite that ban in Delhi has deteriorated the air quality. However, schools are now reopening in Gurugram even though AQI touches 400. Most of the stations in the Delhi NCR region record over 400 points. The overall picture is in the very poor category because most stations are not working. External Affairs Minister Jai Shankar meets with UK's new Foreign Secretary Cameron. Jai Shankar has gone on to say that they discussed full potential of India and the UK strategic ties. Cameron's political comeback is ahead of the polls to be held in UK next year. UK's Prime Minister Sunak has gone on to fire right-wing firebrand Suella Braverman as the Interior Minister. Let's get your top story. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vadva. Rescue operations are on in Uttarakhand. It's been over 50 hours and 40 labourers continue to be stranded as a tunnel that collapsed in Uttarakhand. Now, huge steel pipes have been brought in from neighbouring areas, including Dehradun and Rishikesh, in order to help rescue the labourers. It's a battle against time. Workers so far are unharmed and are being supplied with food and water through a long pipe. But 50 hours on, the rescue teams have made little headway in cutting down the rocks that fell over a 200-meter stretch. And this is with 40 workers trapped inside. What are the rescue operations at the moment? With the Chief Minister saying that the soil in the area is loose and that is why debris keeps falling, which is why rescue operations are taking time. What are the biggest challenges that are being faced by the rescue team? Let's find out with my colleague Kishore.
लगभग 48 घंटे से ज़्यादा हो चुका है इन 40 लोगों को इस टनल में फंसे हुए और लगातार इनको निकालने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। हर वो संभव प्रयास किया जा रहा है ताकि इन 40 लोगों की जान बच सके। लगातार कई चीज़ें यहाँ पर बड़ी बड़ी मशीनें लाई गई है और ताकि जो 40 लोगों की लाइफ सेविंग की सके। ये 900 mm के बड़े पाइप आए हैं और इन पाइप के ज़रिए ही इन लोगों को बाहर निकालने का एक बड़ा प्रयास किया जा रहा है। लगभग 8 से 10 घंटे की ये सफ़र करते हुए पाइप यहाँ पर पहुँचे हुए हैं और एक ऑगर मशीन आई है। उस ऑगर मशीन के बारे में मैं थोड़ा समझा, वो पीछे सामने देख सकते हैं ऑगर मशीन है। वो मशीन अंदर ड्रिल करेगी और ड्रिल करने के बाद मैं इसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करना चाहूँगा कि किस तरीके से वो ड्रिल करेगी। दरअसल अंदर जो मलबा है वो बार बार गिर रहा है। ऑगर मशीन का इस तरीके से आगे ड्रिल जाएगा, वो इसी जगह पर होल करेगी। आसपास के क्षेत्रों को कुछ दिक्कत नहीं होगी। यहीं से जब वो ड्रिल करके अंदर भेजेगी और यहाँ से 900 mm के पाइप अंदर डाले जाएंगे ताकि इन लोगों को बाहर सुरक्षित निकाला जा सके। रात भर इनको खाना दिया गया है, पाइप के जरिए इनको बात की गई है ताकि इनको दिमागी तौर पर मजबूत किया जा सके क्योंकि अंदर की सिचुएशन काफ़ी क्रिटिकल हो सकती है। ऐसे में लगातार रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है और सभी का एक मकसद है इन 40 लोगों को सुरक्षित बाहर निकाला जा सके।
And it's been over 2 days of rescue operations. A race to bring out 40 workers trapped inside a tunnel collapsed that took place in Uttarkashi, part of the Char Dham road project. The collapse was reportedly triggered by a landslide.
36 hours and counting for 40 workers trapped inside this under-construction tunnel in Uttarakhand's Uttarkashi after a portion of the tunnel collapsed on Sunday morning. As a multi-agency rescue team races to save the workers, the good news, all those trapped are safe. Rescuers say a pipeline laid earlier for supplying water to the tunnel for construction work is now being used to supply oxygen, food and water to the trapped workers.
कोशिशें कर रहे हैं, जो मलबा ऊपर से गिर रहा है, we have some machines, तो हम उसको solidify कर देते हैं, थोड़ा जो रुकता है तो आगे बढ़ जाते हैं, तो इसलिए स्पीड थोड़ा स्लो है, लेकिन हमें we are hopeful that हम कर लेंगे इसको.
This is what happened. A landslide near the tunnel reportedly caused heavy debris to fall on it, leading to the collapse of a portion of the tunnel. 40 workers are trapped on the other side. The tunnel is meant to connect Silkyara to Dandalgaon in Uttarakhand's Uttarkashi. It is being built under the Government of India's Char Dham Road project, an ambitious project to provide better connectivity to pilgrimage spots. Photographs and videos taken by an NDTV team at the spot showed huge piles of concrete blocking the wide tunnel, with twisted metal bars on its broken roof poking down in front of the rubble.
सिलक्याला की टनल में रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन लगातार चल रहा है। 24 घंटे से ज़्यादा हो चुके हैं। 40 मजदूर अंदर फंसे हैं, लेकिन उन तक ऐसी एक मशीन है, कंप्रेसर मशीन है, जिससे ऑक्सीजन भेजा जा रहा है। और ये जो पाइप है, लाइफलाइन अगर कहेंगे, इसी तरह का जो पाइपलाइन है, उससे ऑक्सीजन भेजा जा रहा है।
हम लोग यहाँ पर नाइट ड्यूटी कर रहे थे, तो पीछे से 2-3 वर्कर भाग के आए कि सर आगे जो है ब्लॉकेज हो गया, लूज गिर गया है। उसके बाद हम जो है तुरंत जो है सेफ्टी ऑफिस पे गए, सेफ्टी वालों को बताया, वहां से वो लोग भी आए। फिर हमारे जो है प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर, हमने उनको सूचना दी, वो लोग तत्काल जो है यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं। क्योंकि दीपावली का वो पर्व था, तो हर अधिकारी इधर उधर गए थे, तो तुरंत जो है जिसने जैसे जहाँ सूचना मिली, तुरंत वो जो है मौके पे भाग के आया।
इस समय में हमारी प्राथमिकता है कि सभी जो 40 हमारे श्रमिक भाई अंदर हैं, उन सभी को सुरक्षित बाहर निकाला जाए। उनके परिवार के लोगों को, परिवारजनों को भी हम आश्वस्त करना चाहते हैं कि केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार पूरी तरह से गंभीर है और हर संभव प्रयास कर रहे हैं। रात भर पूरा रेस्क्यू का काम चला है, अंदर से संपर्क भी स्थापित हुआ है।
1000 kilometers away from the tunnel in eastern UP's Mirzapur, the family of Akhilesh Kumar, one of the workers trapped, is desperately waiting for good news.
कब की बात हुई थी आप लोगों की, या कब आए थे गाँव?
1-1.5 महीने पहले।
इधर
फोन से तो हमारी नहीं, लेकिन भैया की तो बात बराबरी हो रही है। और अभी चूंकि उनकी वाइफ प्रेग्नेंट है, तो आने वाले भी थे। अभी हमको लगता है कि जस्ट अगले हफ्ते आने वाले थे, हफ्ते 10 दिन बाद।
The workers trapped inside the tunnel are from Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Odisha, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. With Kishore Rawat, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, let's get you the latest that comes from Rahul Gandhi, and he's called the caste consensus an X-ray that will reveal as far as the exact OBC population and policies will be framed for their welfare. Responding to that remark made by Rahul Gandhi, while Akhilesh Yadav has gone on to say that X-ray was the need of that time, now we have MRI and CT scan. The disease has now spread. If this problem was solved back then, such a gap wouldn't have existed in society today. Taking a jibe at Rahul Gandhi's remark, the SP chief added that the biggest miracle is the Congress is also talking about caste consensus. Those who are talking about X-rays are the same people who stopped the caste consensus after independence. Let's listen in.
पहला कदम देश का एक्सरे है कास्ट सेंसस। उससे पता लगेगा कि किसकी कितनी आबादी है, और उससे पता लगेगा किसके पास हिंदुस्तान का धन है। एक्सरे के बाद हम गरीब लोगों को सचमुच में भागीदारी दे पाएंगे। और हिंदुस्तान की प्रगति में एक बिल्कुल नया चैप्टर लिखा जाएगा।
सबसे बड़ा चमत्कार तो ये देखिए कि कांग्रेस भी जाति गणना की बात कर रही है, कांग्रेस भी एक्सरे समाज की बात कर रही है। एक्सरे समाज का हो, अरे इतनी पुरानी बात क्यों कर रहे हो? आजकल तो MRI CT स्कैन है, आप 3 महीने में गिन सकते हो जाति। आज टेक्नोलॉजी है, आज इतना सब कुछ डेटा अवेलेबल है, सबका आधार बना हुआ है, आपको समय क्यों लगेगा? इसलिए जो एक्सरे की बात कर रहे हैं वो वही लोग हैं जिन्होंने कभी आजादी के बाद से जाति गणना रोकी। कांग्रेस वो पार्टी है जिसने आजादी के बाद जाति गणना नहीं कराई। लोकसभा में तमाम दक्षिण भारत के दल जब मांग कर रहे थे जाति गणना की, तो कांग्रेस पार्टी ने जाति गणना नहीं कराई। आज क्यों जाति गणना कराना चाहते हैं? क्योंकि वो जानते हैं कि उनका ट्रेडिशनल वोट उनके पास नहीं है।
And in Congress's big Telangana push, central leaders will be campaigning extensively in the state of Telangana. Rahul Gandhi will also be there. He'll in fact spend 6 days in Telangana from the 17th of this month. Others, including Mallikarjun Kharge and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, will also be visiting the state. Rahul Gandhi will hold several public meetings from the 17th of November. Chief ministers of Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan of the Congress party will also be there in order to campaign. And with that, we're sitting into a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side. Let's get you a check on the pollution levels in the national capital. And here we have the Indira Gandhi International Airport. The pollution level there in the severe category at 426 points. ITO even worse at 427. Motibagh coming in at 418. Then we have Shadipur at 319. Right now, I have the AQI levels of 3 monitors out of the 38 in the national capital. 35 monitors are not working. There's no data available for the other stations on a day that is so crucial, given the fact this is the time after Diwali. Delhi was breathing easy for a few days, and that was on account of the way it rained on Thursday night and Friday. That helped clear out the air to some extent as far as the weekend is concerned. But as expected, by Diwali, there was an open flouting of cracker ban that just washed away all the benefits that one saw on Choti Diwali in the morning of Diwali. Delhi's Environment Minister Gopal Rai has said that the crackers that were sourced, they were sourced from BJP-ruled states, whether it's Uttar Pradesh or even Haryana, blaming, other states and other governments when it comes to flouting the rules when it comes to the cracker ban in the national capital. Experts say despite the worsening air quality, it was the least toxic when it comes to the national capital as far as Diwali is concerned in the last 5 years. Now, other measures have also been implemented in order to bring down the pollution count. The New Delhi Municipal Council, or the NDMC, has now doubled the charges as far as parking sites are concerned in order to discourage people from using private vehicles. Keeping in view with the climatic conditions, the parking fees has enhanced to twice the amount to discourage private transport for parking. That is going to carry on not just till the end of the month, but till the 31st of January next year. Adding to this, Gopal Rai has said that stringent measures, including a ban on construction work, the entry of trucks into Delhi, that implemented under the stage 4 of the graded response action plan, that is Delhi's air pollution control plan, that will stay in place until further notice. But they've also said they've decided to extend the campaign to control dust pollution till the 30th of this month. Now they've added an anti-open burning campaign, which is going to continue till the 14th of December, starting today. At least 611 teams have been deployed to monitor open burning incidents in the city round the clock, 24/7, is what Gopal Rai is saying. The anti-dust campaign will also continue. So there are about 20,000 sites that have been checked under the anti-dust campaign, and that already has in fact had a fine of about 2.47 crore rupees that has been issued because of that anti-dust campaign so far. According to the forecast, the wind speed is now going to slow down. Do remember, winds had picked up speed, and which is why they said that Diwali this time around would be better off in comparison to other Diwalis, because pollutants would disperse easily. Now that the wind speed is going to slow down, which basically means that the polluting particles will come down to a lower level, which is likely to bring a spike as far as the pollution levels are concerned. Now, as New Delhi chokes with air pollution after Diwali, one could see southwards to see how we can contain pollution due to cracker bursting. While it remains a concern and the AQI did deteriorate as far as Chennai and Bengaluru are concerned, but the efforts to crack down on cracker bursting, especially in Chennai, make the city breathe a whole lot easier. My colleague Sam Daniel brings us this report.
Air quality index a lot better down south, while Delhi suffocated on Diwali day. Chennai's Valasarvakam, that had the worst air quality index of 365, was 67% cleaner than last Diwali. The city's posh Besant Nagar was the least polluted with 207. That's 60% less than last year. Besides raising awareness, a crackdown by Tamil Nadu police ensured increased compliance of the Supreme Court guidelines. 2,200 cases booked and 2,095 arrested for violations across the state.
The sky was very clear and less humid, so the pollutants were not trapped on the lower level. So this is one reason. And the second reason is the people of Chennai followed, almost 75% of the people followed the time which was given by the government of Tamil Nadu, restriction in bursting the crackers. So that also played a major role in the pollution level.
Neighboring Karnataka and Telangana too witnessed a similar trend. While the improving air quality trend in South India is clearly visible and welcome, many of these cities technically still come under very poor category range. The lesson, there can be no complacency yet. With Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru, in Chennai, with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Now, to get more on the pollution problem that we have at hand across India, we have Padma Srivastava, Chief of Neurosciences Centre at AIIMS, and we also have Bharati Chaturvedi, air pollution expert, founder and director of Chintan Environmental Research and Action Group, joining us. Bharati Chaturvedi, first to you. Parking charges have been hiked in order to discourage private transport. Cloud seeding or artificial rain is something that's under consideration. Isn't it time for solutions to be implemented rather than weighing in on the options?
Well, of course, doubling the parking charges by NDMC is a fabulous step, and we really need to congratulate them. NDMC gets a lot of pushback from all kinds of vested interests, particularly associations of people who think they lose clients when parking becomes difficult. So that's a great first step. I don't believe that it's viable all the time to seed clouds. I think human behavior and social and behavior change is germane. And if the country in general and citizens believe that they deserve cancer and they deserve strokes and they're embracing this, then I think we have a really, really fundamental crisis in front of us as a society.
Right. We also have Padma Srivastava, the chairperson of neurology from Paras Hospital, joining us. Padma Srivastava, children in Delhi can't go to school. They can't go outside to play. They're in the most vulnerable section. On the other hand, we have Gurgaon, which has reopened schools as of today, even though the pollution levels are at the highest. We are seeing over 400 points as far as pollution levels in the Delhi NCR region is concerned. Take us through what happens to the most vulnerable population.
Thank you, Divya. It is true that, pollution is, it's now it's no-brainer. We know that there is a lot of evidence that is linking pollution to real sinister stuff like strokes and cognitive difficulties and more, in-your-face stuff like just burning in the eyes and skin and obviously the lung issues. And then when you're looking at a vulnerable population, I would put both ends of the age groups, both young children as well as the elderly, and those who are, diabetics and hypertensives. And we know that we have a whole lot of them now in our society. So said that, I think what ma'am also has just said, we have regulations, we have policies. It's obviously it's compliance and obviously, sticking to these rules and awareness, which I think is percolating down from top to the, lay public, which is important. And when schools do open, then the children will need to go because they have to attend to the schools. But I'm sure as it stands, I'm hopeful it would come down. The pollution should come down, I guess, in the next couple of weeks. But I guess it's awareness across, everybody in the society that needs to be appended, and people need to even think that, what is immediate. Say, when you look at Diwali, people say that, oh, crackers, this is a ritual, it's joy, it's a tradition. Why are you putting a ban on that? As against, who's thinking about what will happen, several years down the lane, maybe even, and people think that strokes and all these things will happen to someone else, not to us. I think this is important to understand, that it can happen to me, it can happen to my loved one. That's when I think the changes would come.
Right, so there is a lot of awareness when it comes to schools, when it comes to media, when it comes to just generally people, they can see it for themselves. I mean, look at the visuals on our screens and how bad it is this morning. Parthi Chaturvedi, what are the basic steps that can be taken on urgent basis when it comes to the pollution problem?
So first of all, I just want to underscore that our baseline is really bad in the NCR, which means even before we reach stubble burning and Diwali, we're doing extremely badly. It's not that we get that many months of clean air before it. So first of all, I think we have to look at a larger landscape of changes, and those changes should begin before we hit this really bad peak season of the winter, early winter, late winter. And that should really be about really looking at biomass. There's iForest's new study, which looks at how important, how much of a contributor biomass is burning, which includes chulas that a lot of people in slums use. So we really have to put money in helping them to move to clean energy. And, we need to throw money at these solutions so that we can get some respite. The other thing is really dust, and that includes construction. And what's happening right now is, even though we're in GRAP, there's a lot of pollution we're still living with. Now, construction has to really be made way less dust laden, way less polluting, because otherwise through all the previous months, we have all this dust. And even now, lots of construction sites, they're not being constructed actively, but there's just open mud, open sand, open malba, and there isn't enough happening to keep that covered and keep that out of our lungs. And I think the third thing in the meta process is to strengthen the Delhi and Haryana and other pollution control boards, because they're really weak and they don't get very much done. I mean, they have to be able to make sure that we get clean air continuously, but they can't do it. They don't have enough people. They don't have enough hired people. They don't have enough qualified people. So even from a governance point of view, but talking about today, talking about right now, I think the first thing we have to do immediately is to keep as many people at home as we can. We just have to find that money and start rolling out those LPGs, because our air is going to be pretty lousy all the way till late January, early February, and we have to reduce that timing. I think a third thing that we have to do is to absolutely ensure no further firecrackers. There are going to be a few more occasions, not as big as Diwali, but we still have New Year's and other occasions. I think we also have to looking at work from home as far as possible for the middle class. I know vendors, etc., can't do that. And above all, we have to protect health by looking at outdoor workers, our safai karamcharis, waste pickers, mochis, security guards. We have to make sure that we're able to build up societal and peer pressure to give them protective gear. Again, I think NDMC has been doing some of that, but everyone has to do that. And secondly, we have to find alternatives for open burning. As it gets colder, it's not just random open burning. We're finding, last year we did a kind of a dipstick survey at Chintan, and we found that street vendors were forced to burn because, random kinds of biomass, because it was extremely cold. In fact, it wasn't just biomass, also plastics. And by 6:37 on a cold day, they were still selling food and clients were still coming, but they were burning. So we have to find alternative ways of staying warm for people who work in the outdoors, including people like this. And I think we need to bring in more legislation and bring in certain kinds of funds to this. Otherwise, we're going to continue to see burning.
Open burning, this anti-open burning campaign is starting from today till the 14th of December for a month.
It
At
does
least 611 teams have been deployed to monitor the incidents.
How can you monitor when your Delhi Pollution Control Board doesn't have enough staff, first of all? Second of all, we need a different kind of monitoring. This is not a law and order problem. This is a problem about not enough peer pressure on each other to not burn. And I think the third thing we need to do is to seek innovation in heating individuals and public forms of heating for outdoor workers. So I think all three were really severely lacking. And until we really talk to the public, there's not been, if you look at the outreach from the Delhi government, it's like, don't burn crackers, don't do this. There's no science, there's no conversation, there's no engagement. You know, they're really very outdated and almost indifferent. And I believe that we need more engagement with the public. We need more science.
Right.
We need people telling us that.
I'm
That
sorry,
is
we're
missing.
completely
We
out
have
of
to do
time,
that.
Bharti Chaturvedi. So
Sure.
sorry for cutting you short there. Padma Srivastava as well. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. What's really shocking is that most of the stations that record the AQI levels this morning are not even working. So the overall picture, which might show it's in the very poor category, is perhaps in the severe category. That is what the three stations that are working are showing, that pollution levels are much higher in those particular areas. So, and you can visibly see it as well. So a lot as far as pollution levels are concerned, and a lot of solutions that need to be implemented at the soonest. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side. Disturbing and shocking news coming from one of India's popular tourist destinations, Agra. A woman, an employee at a homestay, was gang raped at her workplace on Choti Diwali by guests who were staying at that homestay. The police have said the 5 that have been accused have finally been arrested.
On Diwali Eve, as the country was celebrating the Festival of Lights, a woman working at a homestay in Agra was pushed into darkness. The employee was summoned on the night of 11th November and allegedly forced to perform sexual favors for the guest staying there. After the horrific sexual assault, those running the homestay tried to make her stay the night. She was allegedly beaten up, even stuck with a beer bottle when she tried to leave. The incident drew attention of nearby residents who rushed to the scene and captured the commotion that ensued the video. The victim was earlier blackmailed by the accused, who had also filmed an objectionable video of her, according to the FIR.
कल थाना ताजगंज पुलिस को सूचना मिली थी, एक महिला के साथ दुष्कर्म व मारपीट की घटना हुई है। उक्त घटना का संज्ञान लेते हुए पीड़िता की तहरीर के आधार पर दुष्कर्म, मारपीट व अन्य सुसंगत धाराओं में अभियोग पंजीकृत किया गया है। घटना में शामिल 5 अभियुक्त, जिसमें 4 पुरुष व 1 महिला है, गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है। पीड़िता का मेडिकल परीक्षण कराया जा रहा है। विधिक कार्रवाई अमल में लाई जा रही है।
The horrific incident happened on the eve of Diwali. While police investigation is underway, this incident should force us to rethink about the safety of women at workplaces. With camera person Rajesh Gupta, Naseem Ahmed and Tanish Punjabi for NDTV.
News coming in from Maligaon. This shocking video from a movie hall has once again reignited the conversation about safety at public places like movie halls. Few theatre goers were seen bursting crackers inside the hall during the screening of Salman Khan's latest film, Tiger 3.
A Diwali release, a sizzling Salman movie which was meant to set the screens on fire. But the makers of the movie did not imagine this. Few theatre goers burst crackers inside the packed hall, sending others scurrying for safety. This extremely dangerous activity inside a movie theatre went on for a few minutes, where fans burst rockets, sparklers and other forms of crackers. Thankfully, no one was injured and the theatre did not catch fire. But police have taken cognizance of the matter.
पुलिस की तरफ से ये अपील करते हैं कि ऐसी कार्रवाई, ऐसी कृति कोई भी प्रेक्षक ना करे, उनके खिलाफ आगे भी कड़ी से कड़ी एक्शन ली जाएगी। और तो और जो मोहन थिएटर है, उनको भी पुलिस स्टेशन की तरफ से नोटिस देकर जो भी एहतियातन चीजें करना जरूरी है, वो भी हम करने के लिए उनको सुझाव कर रहे हैं।
Star of the movie Salman Khan also reacted, posting on X He said, and I quote, "This is dangerous. Let's enjoy the film without putting ourselves and others at risk. Stay safe." This is not the first such incident of crackers being burst inside a hall. In Malegaon itself in October, fans welcomed the entry of Shah Rukh Khan on screen during a screening of Jawan bursting crackers.
हम लोग ने सब ने हमारा स्टाफ पुलिस सिक्योरिटी गार्ड हम लोग हमेशा लाते हैं, उनके सहारे से उनके सपोर्ट से हम लोगों ने पूरा चेकिंग किया, फिर भी कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि ये गलती कैसे हुई कि वो कुछ लोग कुछ चीज ले जाने में कामयाब हुए। हमको पता भी नहीं था, हम लोग सब बाहर बैठे हुए थे।
Celebrities speaking out about such incidents is one thing, but in a country which has seen a tragedy like Upar, where 59 people died due to a fire inside a hall way back in 1997, shouldn't there be better security protocol in place at movie halls?
Breaking news coming in from Uttar Pradesh, and 6 people have died in a road accident in Muzaffarnagar. The 6 people travelling by car have died after a collision with a truck. The car was on its way to Haridwar from the national capital. To get more on this, we have Tanish joining us. Tanish, a very tragic accident that took place. What time did this accident take place, and exactly where on the highway?
Well, Divya, the accident happened at around 4 a.m. in the morning, and the car was traveling from Delhi to Haridwar, and the Muzaffarnagar lies exactly in the middle of NH58 that connects Delhi to Haridwar. So it happened in Muzaffarnagar. The car was Sia's car of Delhi Shadra, and it was carrying 6 people. There were 6 people in the car, and it collided with the rear end of the truck of Punjab. The truck was of Punjab and collided with the rear end of the truck. When the police arrived, the nearby people informed the police, and the police had to actually take out the car with the help of a crane. So the accident was so bad. As you can see in the visuals, the car has been, it's really in a bad condition. In front, the front end of the car is really in a bad condition, as it, ran inside the truck, the rear end of the truck. So the police had to actually take it out with the crane, and then when they took it out, they were sent to the hospital where they were declared dead. And so 6 people have died there. Families have been informed about the accident, and it happened around 4 a.m. in the morning. So yes, these are the details as of now. We are yet to ascertain the identities of the people and the age group of the people who died in this horrific car accident. But yes, this happened in Muzaffarnagar, which lies almost in the middle between Delhi to Haridwar. The occupants of the car, the victims, were actually going from Delhi to Haridwar.
Right. Thank you so much, Tanish, for getting us those details. Very tragic news of all 6 in that car on the highway going from Delhi to Haridwar. They have died on their way due to a collision with a truck. Moving on to Tamil Nadu now, and rain has lashed many parts, which is why educational authorities have declared a rain holiday today. In the Union Territory of Puducherry also, a rain holiday has been declared for schools as well as colleges. This announcement comes in response to the kind of forecast that has been made by the Met Office, talking about heavy to very heavy rainfall, especially in Chengalputtu as well as Kanchipuram and Puducherry, as well as other adjoining areas. Do remember, this is the northeast monsoon, which is very active in Tamil Nadu as well as Puducherry, as they are rain shadow when it comes to the southwest monsoon. Northeast monsoon is finally very, very active after a gap. It wasn't raining as much up until recently. Sam Daniel gets us the details.
The Met has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall in districts like Kanchipuram, Chengalpattu, Viluppuram, Kadalur, and also adjoining Puducherry and Karaikal. And as an abundant precaution, authorities in these areas have declared a rain holiday for schools and colleges in all these, in 3 districts at least, and also in Pondicherry and Karaikal. In terms of the rainfall received till 5:30 this morning, Chennai's Nungambakam has received 25 millimeters, Chengalpattu has received 48.5 millimeters, and Kattapakam, Kanchipuram, has received 41 centimeters, and an average of around 40 millimeters in many of these areas where the Met has forecast heavy to very heavy rainfall. This is largely due to the upper air circulation over the Bay of Bengal, and because of which the Met says there could be a formation of a low pressure area in the next few days, and that's why they forecast till the 19th of this month. They say there could be heavy rainfall, between heavy and very heavy rainfall in most of these areas, and they've also forecast squally weather with wind speeds touching between 45 and 55 kilometers per hour. And authorities, particularly in low-lying pockets of these areas, say they have put in preparations in place, and at the moment things are under control. And the northeast monsoon is very crucial for Tamil Nadu's both drinking water and irrigation requirements. And according to the data a few days ago, so far the rain has been slightly less than the normal.
सर, जगह जगह आप जा रहे हैं, फिर से एक बार 2018 में थोड़ा लो प्रोफाइल रखा था, लेकिन इस बार बहुत एक्टिव है। जैसे पहले की तरह आपको ऊर्जा से भरपूर देखते हैं हम लोग।
मेरा प्रोफाइल तो हमेशा एक जैसे रहता है ना, तुम जानते हो मुझे।
फिर भी इस बार ऐसा लग रहा है कांग्रेस को, काफ़ी जगहों पर हम भी घूम रहे हैं, कार्यकर्ताओं में ज़्यादा ऊर्जा है। तो 2018 में जो बदला था उसका बदला लेना है, या फिर इस बार ऐसा लग रहा है कि वाकई स्थितियाँ इतनी ख़राब हैं कि जनता चुन लेगी फिर से कांग्रेस को?
ऐसा है, 2018 में जितनी तैयारी थी उससे ज़्यादा तैयारी हमारी इस बार है। 2018 में कमलनाथ जी को 5 महीने मिले थे, अब पिछले 5 साल से भी अध्यक्ष हैं, तैयारी हमारी ज़्यादा है। दूसरा, एंटी इनकम्बेंसी भी शिवराज सिंह जी के काफ़ी खिलाफ है। दूसरा, जिस प्रकार से सरकार तोड़ी गई उसके प्रति भी नाराज़गी है। महंगाई है, बेरोजगारी भी है, झूठे वादे हैं, झूठे आश्वासन हैं, भ्रष्टाचार चरम सीमा पर है, भर्ती हो गई, नतीजे नहीं निकले। इन सब बातों को लेकर लोगों में भयंकर नाराज़गी है और काफ़ी ज़बरदस्त समर्थन हमें मिल रहा है।
पर कुछ दिनों से ऐसा लग रहा था कि कांग्रेस ग्राउंड पर नहीं दिख रही। कोई स्ट्रैटेजी थी या फिर ऐसा था कि पहले ज़्यादा मेहनत करना और बाद में?
बात यह है, ग्राउंड पे तो पहले से थी, लेकिन आचार संहिता लगने के बाद लोगों का भय से वो मुक्त हो गए। पहले भयभीत थे।
अच्छा।
हाँ, झूठे केस बनाए जा रहे थे, जिला बदर किया जा रहा था, इसलिए लोग चुप थे। अब लोग, जनता बाहर निकल के सामने आ गई है।
सर, छत्तीसगढ़ और मध्य प्रदेश में देख रहे हैं, जैसे वहाँ से जो गोधन न्याय योजना की गोबर खरीदेंगे वो बीजेपी ने ले ली, लेकिन वहाँ भूपेश बघेल कह रहे हैं कि 15,000 रुपये देंगे, जैसे लाडली बहना में यहाँ देते हैं। तो क्या लाडली बहना वगैरह कोई असर देख रहे हैं आप लोग ग्राउंड पर? क्या लग रहा है?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि लाडली बहना उनको 18 साल बाद, 19 साल बाद याद आई। इतनी बार सरकार उनकी बनी, उन्होंने लागू क्यों नहीं किया? ये सब चुराई हुई योजना है। हम घोषणा करते हैं, वो कहते हैं हम भी कर रहे हैं। तो ये तो मजाक बन गया।
तो कुछ गारंटी तो पहले ही ले ली, रसोई गैस 450 में देने लगी बीजेपी।
कहाँ मिले, किसको मिला है?
अगस्त कुछ लोगों को मिला था यहाँ पे।
वो तो कुछ चुने हुए लोगों को दे दिया होगा, वैसे पूरे प्रदेश में कहीं नहीं मिला है।
भाई, मैंने कुछ दिनों पहले सिंधिया जी से बात की, वो कहते हैं कि दिग्विजय सिंह जी का मैं बहुत सम्मान करता हूँ, मेरी कोई नाराजगी नहीं है, लेकिन वक्तव्य कई बार ऐसे आते हैं कि लगता है कि कुछ नाराजगी चल रही है।
आप उनसे पूछिए।
सर, कमलनाथ जी वाली जो बात आई थी, इसको बहुत ज्यादा उछाला गया, कपड़ा फाड़ा नहीं था, लेकिन फिर हुआ कि जय वीरू हैं, गब्बर कौन है?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं। ये बेसिक मुद्दा है महंगाई, बेसिक मुद्दा है भ्रष्टाचार, बेसिक मुद्दा है बेरोजगारी, बेसिक मुद्दा है झूठे वादे। उनसे ध्यान भटकाने के लिए दुनिया भर की बात होती है।
एक आखिरी सवाल, कितनी सीटों का अनुमान है सर, अगर एक फिगर?
130 प्लस।
130 प्लस।
In the assembly polls that are being seen as a crucial test for political parties ahead of the big parliamentary elections next year. In Chhattisgarh, it's a do or die. It's BJP versus Congress. The BJP and the Congress both have made major promises as far as the manifesto is concerned. And ahead of the phase, my colleague Nagma brings you exclusive conversation with the incumbent Chief Minister, Bhupesh Baghel.
छत्तीसगढ़ में 17 नवंबर को है और कुछ ही दिन बचे हैं, इसलिए कैंपेन जोर शोर से है। मुख्यमंत्री भूपेश बघेल इस समय चुनावी दौरे पर हैं और हम आज उनके साथ मौजूद हैं। चुनाव के बिल्कुल बीच माहौल में एक नए घोटाले की बात हो गई, महादेव ऐप स्कैम। अब लोगों को इसमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है? जब आप जाते हैं तो लोग इसको लेकर सवाल पूछते हैं, कैसे असर डाल रहा है ये?
देखिए, ये तो भाजपा और ईडी के द्वारा प्रायोजित कार्यक्रम है। ये स्टोरी पहले से लिखी गई थी, वो स्क्रिप्ट लिखा गया था और उसको प्लांट किया गया है। बहुत मज़ेदार बात यह है, जिस लड़के पकड़ा गया वो भाजपा का है, जो गाड़ी पकड़ी गई वो अमर अग्रवाल पूर्व मंत्री उसके भाई की है। तो पैसा भी भाजपा वाले या ईडी वालों ने प्लांट किया। तो ये सारे स्टोरी है। और एक दिन पहले ईडी प्रेस नोट जारी करती है कि शुभम सोनी जो है वो महादेव का मैनेजर है। दूसरे दिन भाजपा एक वीडियो जारी करती है जिसमें शुभम सोनी को अपने आप को मालिक बता रहा है और उनको अपने नौकर बता रहा है। मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ कि आज तक की दुनिया में ऐसा कोई आदमी नहीं हुआ कि अपने नौकर के साथ ही 250 करोड़ रुपये खर्चा करे। ये तो पहली बार देखने को मिला। जांच करे, इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं, लेकिन बड़ी बात यह है कि छत्तीसगढ़ के लोग बढ़िया मनोरंजन कर रहे हैं। वो और कोई स्टोरी आएगी उसका इंतजार करें। इस प्रकार के भाजपा वाले स्टोरी ला रहे हैं और लोग आनंद ले रहे हैं।
लोग आनंद ले रहे हैं। जैसे आप और हम अगर ये समझ रहे हैं कि ईडी की कार्रवाई है, आप कह रहे हैं, पर क्या जनता ये समझ रही है या इससे कोई फर्क पड़ता है माहौल में, आपको नुकसान होता है?
इससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ा। 3 साल से लगातार आईटी, ईडी, टीआरआई सब घूम रही छत्तीसगढ़ और सब जान गए हैं केवल ये डराने, धमकाने और वसूली करने और साथ ही सत्ता पक्ष को भयभीत करने, बदनाम करने की कोशिश। लेकिन जनता जान चुकी है कि इनका उद्देश्य क्या है।
पर बघेल जी, आपके पास पहले ही बहुत सीटें हैं, आपके पास पहले ही बहुत सीटें हैं अभी तो 90 में से 73 लगभग, है ना? तो अब तो और सीटें बढ़ेगी। कितनी सीटें? कुछ तो कम होंगी, सीटें कम होंगी, कुछ
सीटें बढ़ेगी। हमारी
कितना हो जाएगा?
75 पार।
75?
बिल्कुल क्यों नहीं होगा। जब 5 साल हमने काम किया, हर परिस्थिति में, चाहे कोरोना काल ही क्यों ना हो, सब में छत्तीसगढ़ सरकार हर वर्ग के साथ, चाहे वो किसान हो, मजदूर हो, चाहे वनांचल में रहने वाले हमारे आदिवासी भाई हों, चाहे व्यापारी हो, चाहे उद्योगपति हो, सब कोरोना काल में सबका सहयोग दिया, सबको सहयोग दिया और कोरोना से हम सब लोग मिल के निपटे हैं और सबके लिए योजनाएं बनाए और सभी वर्ग है। कोई ऐसा एक वर्ग नहीं है जो ये कह सके इस 5 साल में हमको नुकसान हुआ है। हर वर्ग, चाहे वो मजदूर हो, किसान हो, महिला हो, युवा हो, व्यापारी हो, चाहे उद्योगपति हो, चाहे छात्र छात्राएं, सब लाभान्वित हुए हैं। सबको लगता है सरकार हमारी सरकार है।
In other news now, strong festive demand pushes retail trade to around 3.7 lakh. This is 3.75 lakh crore rupees during the festival of Diwali. My colleague Himanshu reports.
There has been a spurt in festive demand during the Diwali season. To talk more on this, I have with me the Executive Director of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. What is your assessment about the ground situation? Because traders are saying that they have now gone beyond the pre-COVID sale levels. Why do you think we are witnessing this phenomenon?
I think it's a very significant improvement in the purchasing power of the people. Especially in rural sector also, we had seen headwinds in rural growth in past 2 quarters. By I think this quarter, this Diwali season, because of its cultural significance and the significant increase in the purchasing power of people, we have seen this kind of positive growth, and Indian economy is really doing well. People have positive outlook about Indian economy, and people were really scared. There was a atmosphere of fear psychosis among the people during the COVID period. I think this is the first time that people are upbeat and they wanted to spend, and Diwali is the right time to spend and get the required discounts. There are many people who are fence sitters also. They are waiting for these kind of sales, these kind of discounts. I think that Diwali gives that opportunity to millions of people around the country who spend on the Diwali season. It is also because of the fact that people have got access to the mobile phones. They are spending online and offline both. I would say that it's omni-channel. I think that the kind of penetration of internet has been there in rural areas also. People are having access to mobile phones, and it's easy to shop. Because of these digital payments also, we have seen that suddenly there has been a surge in spending of the people.
Right. So do you think that this is a reflection of the larger changes in the economy, the overall improvement in the economic sentiment, and also because of that the ground also is now changing, and this is a reflection what we have seen during the Diwali season?
Absolutely. This is the reflection of the Indian economy at large. People are upbeat about Indian economy, and people are optimistic. They are believing in India growth story. The way we have seen the data in past 2 quarters, we have seen that IIP growth has been significant. Keeping this in mind, and the way the housing sales and auto sales have also jumped up, I think that there's a overall positive consumer sentiment that is driving the Indian market, and we hope to see this momentum going on for next 2 quarters as well.